Hi, I'm Dan Vanderheiden, robotic sales specialist for the Midwest and the Southeast United States. I will be your tour guide today for this walkthrough tour of TDI. The farm consists of 4 barns in 2 complexes. Each of these barns feeds to a center milkhouse complex. As I mentioned, TDI is a modified guided milk first barn, and the reason for that is, as you can see right here, as I stand here in the feed lane, we have 1 row of stalls here that shares a common aisle with the feed, with where the cows stand and eat. Now this aisle is uncontrolled by the gate until the cows walk around and then into the back aisles. So what happens is the cows come off the robot. They come into this feed aisle to eat. They walk along here, and then there will be 2 spaces along here that the cows can re-enter to go back into the set of tail-to-tail stalls. And we'll see that here in a moment. This configuration is known as a toll booth design. As you can see, the robot here is on the outside of the robot room in a toll booth style configuration. As you can see here, TDI is a natural ventilation barn. So here we have, it's open now, but of course curtains come down for the winter, and then we'll roll around this way and we will attempt to get there. There we are. We have a ridge with curtains on it that they can open and close as they need to in the summer or the winter to control the airflow through this barn. The natural ventilation was very, very important part of this project. The Treeweiler family is very used to working with natural vent barns in the past, and that is one of the parameters they insisted upon as we designed this barn for them. And it's also part of the reason why this is a modified guided barn versus a true guided flow barn, because being a natural ventilated barn, we needed to keep this barn within certain parameters for width, and making this barn a true guided flow barn would have added about 25 feet to the barn width and made ventilation a little bit more difficult. Also part of the ventilation, as you can see here, they have fans spotted throughout the barn, a couple rows of fans. Nice day here today, but the fans are running. This barn is set up with perimeter feeding, so there are 2 feed lanes in each of the 4 independent barns. I'm walking down one now. There's an identical feed lane on the other side of the barn, and we will see that when we walk across to that side. Manure in this barn is run with alley scrapers. You see the alley scraper has come down and dumps into this open flume where the manure is taken by another cross scraper to the pump room. The same flume carries manure, runs across all 4 barns. As you can see behind me, part of the flume outside and the cross scraper that operates that. All water in this barn is on the back 2 rows where the cows rest. So the cows need to come through this one-way or finger gate here in order to get in an area where they can get to the water. As you can see, the cow is here using the cow brushes. There are 3 in each pen. As you can see, the brushes are fairly well worn. These cows use these all day long. It's hard to find a cow brush not being used in this facility. So here at TDI, cows have feed, sand-bedded stalls, and nice cow brushes for a massage. What more could a cow ask for? So here we have a view from the end of the barn, looking from the far end of the barn towards the robots, and it'll give you an idea why we call this a toll booth configuration. So from here you can see the 3 robot rooms, and of course the spaces between them for the scrapers to go and bring the manure down from the post-sort area. Now we're on the 2nd perimeter feed aisle. As we take a walk up, it is a mirror image of the other side. Again, curtain off to my right for ventilation. feed laid down here twice every day. As we come up here again, we will see the smart selection gate. Cow comes up to the smart selection gate. If she has milking permission and needs to be milked, she is put in a pen just beyond the smart selection gate, and she will wait on her choice of 3 robots to be milked. If the cow does not have milking permission, she is sent via this gate right out to the feed lane where she can go and get feed. Then she can make a decision to go for water and then go lay down. Outside view of the toll booth design, as you can see here, this works very well. Presently we have 3 cows queued up in line waiting for the robot. This is very important for robot efficiency. We're rarely waiting on cows to come to the robot. They are standing there waiting to use the robot. So when one cow is done, another cow is into that stall almost immediately, and leads to great efficiencies in robot usage. Here we are in the post-milking area. As you can see here, we have 2 robots here directly in front of us where the cows come out from, and then off to your left here, right underneath the fan, you can see the exit gate to the 3rd robot. All the cows, after they are milked, come into this post-sort area here. It is common between these 3 robots, and once they come into this area, these cows go through this post-sort gate, as you can see here, and they are either put here off to the left into the special needs pen if they need some extra attention, or the pen often is used for breeding. Otherwise, if they do not need to be sorted, then they are left back out to feed. Take a look here at the foot bath area. This gate just moves. On those days, cows are not sorted into the post-sort pen. They just move gates around so that all the cows go through this foot bath on foot bath days. Pellet feed for these robots start here at these bins. As you can follow the augers up and across the barn, and then they split off and go to the individual robot rooms where pellets are dropped. So now that we finished taking a tour around the barn, we will take a walk into the equipment room in front of the robot room. So here we have equipment / chemical room. We have one of these per 6 robots, or 1 per barn to store supplies. So as you can see here, we have teat dip. We have the electrical is in this room. Of course, all of our pumps and so forth here for sending the teat dip out to each of the individual robots. Boiler system here for the in-floor heat. As we leave the chemical equipment room, we come in here to the robot room, down 3 steps into a 24-inch pit. Each of these rooms have 2 robots. They are offset from each other by approximately 3 feet. This room is 11 feet wide to accommodate fitting into the same width as the set of head-to-head stalls. In each of these center rooms of a complex of 6 robots, we have a receiver that takes the milk from these 6 robots, And then from this receiver, it is pumped to the milk house where it goes into a milk wash vat. And then from that milk wash vat is pumped through a plate with a chiller. So we will see all that here a little bit later. From that center room with the receiver, the milk is pumped overhead through stainless lines. These stainless lines are covered with PVC for insulation, and they are pumped over here to the center milk house. So here we have the milk coming from this receiver in that center room of 6 robots, comes in here to this milk wash vat. Once it comes in this milk wash vat, that milk is pumped through a filter set and then through a dual pass plate cooler where it is chilled and eventually goes to one of 2 8,000-gallon milk storage tanks. A look around the equipment room. Here we have a mini chiller. So this milk is run through a chiller, pre-cooled before it goes into one of the 8,000-gallon tanks. These tanks can potentially be set up for a 2-tank solution where the tanks will automatically switch upon becoming full. Here we have the air compressors that service 12 robots, the 6 in each barn. So we have a setup here where we have 2 air compressors. One is primary, one is a secondary or a backup compressor, and they are set up such that they do an automatic cycling or switching to keep both air compressors maintained and in good operating condition. As you can see here, we have air dryer common to both air compressors. Panning around, we have 3 15-horse LVP vacuum pumps. 12 robots will work and milk from one vacuum pump. A second LVP 4500 will come on during wash to increase the vacuum and assist with wash. And the third vacuum pump is here for backup or redundancy. Here we have 4 compressors. 2 are for the mini chiller, and then the other 2 are set up for the bulk milk tanks, 1 for each of the 8,000-gallon tanks. Over here we have our hot water system for 12 robots. So we have 2 gas-fired water heaters and a large hot water storage tank to supply enough water for 12 robots as well as for washing the bulk milk tanks. As we leave the equipment room, we enter into the second freestall barn with 6 robots in this complex. Again, there are 4 barns, 2 milk house and equipment rooms to supply 24 robots at TDI Dairy. And here we are back where we began the tour. Just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody for attending the tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was educational. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact myself or any of my colleagues at DeLaval, and we will be sure to help you. Thanks again.